Oh my lord. Bethesda just unleashed the big news a few hours ago, and I just had to talk about it. The Fallout 76 roadmap for 2021 is extremely promising, and there's hardly any reason not to be excited about it. Are you guys ready? I'm surely ready, so let's do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video, and Bethesda finally did it. They released the new content roadmap for 2021 with plenty of news and surprises. Yeah, who would tell they were planning to release 4 stars legendaries or even a legendary power armor? Big surprises. I didn't really see it coming, gotta be honest here. Anyway, they basically divided the year into 4 seasons and added the scheduled new features to each one of the 4 quarters. I will ignore the first quarter because it's what we are getting with Update 26 next month on April 27, unless they decide to change the date. You never know. But if nothing goes wrong, we are getting all these new features in the first quarter with the next patch, such as Season 4, camp slots, perk loadouts, or they are called now special loadouts, as well as the first expansion for daily ops, aim assist, and so much more. Now, I have been covering some of these features on the public test server, so if you want to learn more about them, feel free to check my other videos. Just go to my video section and check the latest published videos, and you will find everything you need to know. Now, back to the 2021 roadmap. Let's start with the hot reveals for this summer. The second quarter of the year, we have a new questline followed by the Brotherhood of Steel DLC, a new crafting system, legendary power armor, and a brand new season. Let's start right there. This summer is probably the best one for 76 if it goes according to plan. I mean, legendary crafting? Really? I was starting to think we would never see such a system or feature with all these 0.09% chance to get the legendary armor you want. Yeah, I'm talking about the Recon armor set and now the upcoming Enclave covert armor set. But with this new system, nothing of that will matter anymore. Great stuff. All you need to know is the plans, and you can craft as much as you can until you finally get a legendary set of your dreams. Now, I know it's still difficult and it requires crazy amounts of scrap and legendary modules if they follow the existing system we have right now, where we can craft certain types of armor, such as the Secret Service, Solar, and Torn sets. But at least it gives you a much higher chance to get the legendary effects you want than to just rely on a super, ultra, extremely rare system that considers everything. You know, all the plans you have learned so far. And if you go to mysterious picks, it gets even worse because it's everything together, armor and weapons. It's basically impossible to get whatever you want to get. This obviously generates the 0.01% chances to get whatever you want, and it's utterly frustrating and disappointing. No wonder so many players have been asking Bethesda to change the system over the years, but they didn't so far. But, you know, there's always a point of change, a point of no return, and I think it will be with the legendary system. The armor type is already defined by you, so that increases your chances by a lot. Now, I must confess I have always been a fan of this concept for the simple fact that it gives you freedom and choice. It allows you to farm and work for the armor set you really want, instead of being limited to the ones you can craft as legendary or to the tradable ones you could find across time from other players. It's like your personal preference gets elevated. It's no longer conditioned by the system. You are not being pushed into X or Z armor type anymore, and that's a great feeling. It's how the game should be. It should allow you to choose without feeling like you are getting punished. Why do you have to get this armor when you want the other one? You know, you don't have to choose based on the system limits anymore. You are free to choose whatever you want, and that's exactly what we need in Fallout 76 when it comes to gear. Anyway, enough of that. Next we have another stunning revelation, legendary power armor. By the way, they wrote it. I'm fairly sure they are going to add a new power armor set, which will be legendary. Whether or not it comes with fixed legendary effects, I'm not sure. So it could either mean fixed effects or craftable plans, like we have for the Secret Server's Solar and Torn armor sets. The second option would be much more convenient and useful, but also overpowered. Can you imagine wielding power armor sets? That sounds really strong, so I'm not entirely sure they will go for that just yet. But I do think this new legendary power armor will be part of the new Brotherhood of Steel questline and DLC, which will be called Steel Rain. It's the second and last part of the Brotherhood questline, which will pick up where Steel Dawn left us. The storyline left us in suspense in a huge cliffhanger, and now that's finally coming to an end. In the latest Inside the Vault article, Bethesda confirmed we will have to choose a side, and that decision will affect the Wasteland. Well, I guess we are really going to have to side with one of them. Remani, Shin, and hopefully Valdez. I know that in the first part of the questline we couldn't choose Valdez, but maybe things will change with this new and upcoming DLC. I hope we do. I really like Valdez. It's such an interesting character, and it's like the middle balance between the other two parts, so it's quite shameful that we cannot choose her if you want to. But let's see. I think Bethesda will surprise us in a good way with this one. Lastly, for the summer, we have Season 5 called Escape from the 42nd Century, a very bold and different title from everything we got so far. The icon is a skull, which kind of gives away a dark vibe, so I'm expecting some dark items to come with this new Sinister season, maybe Raider stuff or even Enclave. I know you guys would love more Enclave content, but yeah, in this case it could be a lot of things. It could even be plain wasteland, end of the world sort of items. All we can do here for the time being is speculate, so I say let's move on to the third quarter. Well, I think we have plenty of excitement coming with the summer content, but things will get even better in autumn, I think. Bethesda is planning to expand the private world system, and they're going to make them custom worlds. Yeah, how the heck do I know this, you may ask? Well, in their roadmap, they simply say private worlds are about to change, but if you watch my news, you probably know that the miners found lots of files about mod support and custom worlds. Files with options, which will allow players to define and change their private worlds. This happened a few months ago, and I believe Bethesda has been working on this system ever since. You will be able to do so many things, even able to import your character, decide on the game modes, and so many other things. You will basically be able to set your own private world settings, let's put it that way. The name of the system in the game files is Athena, yes, like the goddess, and there's really a lot of stuff related to custom worlds already in the game files, which makes me believe they will be able to pull it off in about 6 months from now. At least they should have enough time to complete this feature and polish it, if there's any harsh issues or bugs. Meanwhile, they should have enough time to fix it. Let's hope that's the case. On the other hand, I'm not so sure mod support will come with custom worlds just yet. I don't see any clear announcement in the roadmap, and this is the real deal. When it comes, if it ever does, it will be the one thing basically everyone who ever played 76 always wanted to see and to experience. So it's really big news, and they would surely take advantage of that. They wouldn't hide it or suppress it in any way possible. So if it's not there, it means it's not coming this year. So for now, custom worlds are definitely on the way, but mod support will most definitely be pushed into 2022. What else is coming this autumn though? Well, according to Bethesda, Daily Ops will get their second expansion. There's hardly anything else on this one, But based on the first expansion live on the public test server right now, we can only assume they will bring even more existing enemies into the ops, as well as new enemy mutations, locations, and most likely another daily ops mission. Oh, and let's not forget about new rewards, possibly even more new weapons or another armor set like they have been adding with the past updates, and of course some more decor items too. That's always on the table. What about the details though? Well, I think we are months away from finding out what Bethesda is planning for the second expansion, so keep your imagination fertile for the time being. Anyway, we are getting one last thing for the fall season, which is Season 6. There is no defined icon or title yet, so once again we will have to sit tight and wait for the lovely data miner community to leak the awesome news when the time comes. Okay, moving into the winter, into the cold season once again, we have something incredible, something I really didn't think we would see anytime soon, but I was wrong, which is exactly the 4 stars legendaries. Yeah, it was a huge surprise for me when I first saw this entry in the roadmap for 2 main reasons. First, because Bethesda will have to change or modify a lot of existing entries to update the 3 stars rewards all across the entire game into 4 stars legendaries. And secondly, because it will make all our gear obsolete. Yeah, hundreds of hours of farming into waste, dozens of trading hours in vain. And I don't think anyone wants to feel like that, so it is definitely a great feature, but on the other hand, it will make a lot of people upset because their endgame gear, which is now super strong, will become, well, not the very best anymore. Now, there is a way to counter this really unpleasant downside, which would be by implementing a new machine able to upgrade legendaries. For example, if you have a 3 stars legendary armor set, then you could upgrade each piece into 4 stars for a chance to roll a random 4th effect. Of course, you would have to use a specific currency to, work around this system to upgrade the gear, maybe using legendary modules or something else, something new. And that's it. Your old gear would still be usable and players could just try and make their gear better. Even 1 or 2 stars items could end up being really strong with this concept. Now, I'm not saying Bethesda will come up with something alike, but they definitely should, in my view, because it would still allow players to use their old gear and, minimize the upsetting feeling of their gear not being good anymore. And it would also bring more fun into the late game. You never know what you can end up with, but even if you roll a really bad 4th effect, it's still better than a pure RNG system deciding all 4 effects for you at once. For example, if you have a bloodied weapon with attack speed, it's already a really good weapon, right? Well, for the most part. So if you end up getting the other 2 effects as really bad ones, you can still use this weapon. If they're good though, then you got yourself a treasure and a really valuable weapon to keep or to sell. Anyway, time to move on to the pet system, which is another upcoming feature for winter, and it's quite old. This topic is really old. The system is pretty much finished in the game files for months now. I have even made a video about it a while ago with dozens of data mined files, so I'm not sure why are they delaying it so much. My best guess here is that the system has some major flaws, heavy issues, or they want to rework the system before they make it live. It's one of these 3 things for sure. Now, it's too risky to assume anything here, but if you wish to know what they created so far, well, go ahead and check my pet system overview. I'm leaving the link up there for quick access. Next, we have Tales from the Stars. It's not clear if it's a mission, a quest line, or the name of the DLC planned for winter. All we have is that it's about a new legend and an Appalachian myth. I did a quick search much about this topic, and there's quite some myths or legends in Appalachia, and I do mean in real life, which is what 76 is based on when it comes to legends. Very interesting topic, by the way. Some we already have in games, such as the Flatwoods Monster and the Mothman, but there are many more, such as the Bigfoot, the Moon-Eyed People, or even the Bell Witch. One thing is for sure, a new legend enemy is coming to the wasteland. Which one will it be? Well, I have absolutely no idea. If I had to pick, I would probably go for Bigfoot because I'm fairly sure I saw some related info about it months ago, but I can't remember anymore. I couldn't find it, so I'm not sure if I saw it in the data miner community or somewhere else, but if I had to choose one, it would definitely be Bigfoot. Anyway, let's keep moving. We do have a few more entries on the roadmap. There is a new seasonal event called The Ritual with a candle icon, which makes me believe this will be an event related to the cult of the Mothman. There surely are the pros in the wasteland at hosting or creating cults or rituals. Anyhow, as a seasonal event, this will be live for a short period of time, and it could be something else. It doesn't have to be about the cult of the Mothman, even though I think it is. But there is yet something else you guys should be very curious about, because I surely am. It's about a feature called Invaders from Beyond, and it's supposed to be a public challenge, like a community event, which will also interfere with daily ops. It's a brand new concept. We never had a community event intertwined with daily ops before, so I'm really curious to see what is Bethesda planning to do here. I mean, besides the obvious, aliens are indeed coming, but in what or which way? It could be a new location filled with alien tech, like the interior of a spaceship, for example, or they could add new alien enemies, the Zetans, which exist in previous Fallout games. It could be so many things though, it's hard to tell, especially in which way will it cross paths with daily ops. I guess if they add enemies, then they could make them there in daily ops too. Other than that, I can't think of much. Anyway, there is one last feature in the roadmap, Season 7, which again doesn't come with a title or an icon. It's too early to know what will it be about, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's also about legends or aliens, because everything else for winter is pretty much related to this topic, so it would be a beautiful thing if Bethesda also added, themed items for us with costumes, with camp items and such things. Anyway, at least we have confirmation that Bethesda intends to invest and keep on going with the season system for at least the end of the year. Well, I'm fairly sure this was the most exciting roadmap we ever had for 76. There are so many game-changing features coming this year, it's actually hard to believe all of this is coming in the following 9 months. It's crazy, they really went high with this one. So to recap, the entire gear system is changing this summer, as you will be able to finally craft your legendary armor and even wear a legendary power armor set for the very first time. Great stuff. You will also be able to immerse yourself with the second part of the Brotherhood of Steel questline. Meanwhile, you will have to make a very meaningful decision as you unlock new content and rewards too. Looking forward to that. In Autumn, you will be able to explore custom worlds and dive into brand new daily ops, but we don't know exactly what is this second expansion about. Lastly, in winter, you will be able to experience a brand new seasonal event, as well as potential new quests about a new Appalachian legend, followed by a community challenge event featuring the Invaders from Beyond. Camp pets will also be part of the wasteland, and there are 3 more seasons on the way, with dozens and dozens of new items to collect. Well, isn't that really overwhelming and plentiful to digest for a while? I really think so. Anyway, one thing I noticed here is that the expedition system got removed from the roadmap. It's nowhere to be found, which means it possibly got delayed to 2022. There is also nothing about a new map or traveling outside of Appalachia yet, which is something that got revealed a few months ago by the developing team. Sadly, there's also no news about new bosses or endgame activities, as thousands of players have been requesting lately, but to balance everything out, to scale things, we are getting over 10 brand new features in 2021, so I don't think we should complain, much at least. Anyway, almost everything on this roadmap is exciting and really promising. However, I'm not expecting to see it all live on time, and I'm saying this based on past experience. Bethesda often fails to meet deadlines, and they delay patches and DLCs very often, as you should know by now. So why would it be any different this year? Well, Microsoft did acquire ZeniMax, but they are allowing Bethesda to run semi-independently for the time being, so all I'm trying to say is to not expect everything to come on time. You know, maybe they will delay certain patches, certain features. It's bound to happen one way or the other. Anyway, that's everything I have to say about the 2021 roadmap for now. Things do look awesome, the endgame is about to change radically, and there's a fair amount of content coming. I really can't wait to learn more about this new legend, the seasonal event, and the alien content too. I'm quite curious about that. I bet you are too. Well, I'm also wondering how the 4 stars legendary system will work, if we can upgrade gear or not, at least. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys and girls. I hope you are excited as I am about the news, and as usual, I will see you all very soon in the next one. Until then, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, comment below, all of these things if you would like to support my channel, and a huge thanks to everyone who supports me. You guys are the best, and that's it, really. I will wrap it up. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Adios. Bye bye.